What's up, you guys? Let me talk to you. And what a weekend we have just come out of. This past Saturday night was Elimination Chamber live from Toronto, Canada. And folks, I've just got to say this now. Elimination Chamber, I think we can all agree, was far bigger and better than the Royal Rumble was. And honest to gosh, you'd be surprised at me saying that. You'd be surprised at anyone saying that. But that was the truth. Elimination Chamber was bigger and better than anyone had expected it would be. No one had expected the outcomes that we would face and the shocking moments that we would see. And so in this video, we are going to do a review of Elimination Chamber, and I will see you in a minute. So the first match we're going to be reviewing tonight, the first match we were going to be reviewing now from the night was, to be honest with you, I'm going to start off and get the crappy ones out of the way. And to be honest with you, when I say crappy ones, I really only mean one. Ladies and gentlemen, Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. To be honest, folks, I don't want to sound... what can I say about this match? Like, what can I say? These are four of the best women in WWE. Like, they really are. And, you know, Tiffany and especially Trish. But even Trish being there wasn't enough to save the match because it just got minimal reaction from fans. And it was just thrown together at the last minute. I think WWE was like, you know what? It's Canada. Let's pull out all the stops. Let's have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Let's have Trish Stratus there. Like, let's pull out all the stops. But if I'm being really honest, folks, it just wasn't what it should have been. It really wasn't that. So it really felt like, to be honest with you, it kind of felt like it was meant for a SmackDown or a Raw. That's how bad it was. Like, it just didn't feel like a PLE type match. And to be honest with you, like I just said to you a minute ago there, I feel like it was just kind of thrown together at the last minute. It wasn't really properly planned, you know. I think WWE was kind of thinking to themselves, you know what, if we add, you know, Trish Stratus in there, Canada loves Trish Stratus, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the match was crap. I'm just saying that, I'm not saying that Trish Stratus is crap. She's definitely not. I'm just saying that the match didn't have that feeling to it that it should have. And so I will give that match about a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10. I can't go any higher, can't go any lower with that. I just don't feel like it was meant to be for Elimination Chamber. And so the next match we're going to get on to is the Women's Elimination Chamber match. And let me tell you, this whole night really surprised me. It really shocked me. And it felt like it was a WrestleMania-worthy PLE. It did, actually. Because during this match, to cut out the boring bits and to, you know, make it fast-paced, we got the return of Jade Cargill. Finally, after months of wondering where the hell has she been, you know, who was the attacker, what happened, was it Naomi, was it Bianca Belair, was it Liv Morgan, what happened? Jade Cargill returns, she bursts into the cage, and she goes straight after Naomi. She goes straight after Naomi, and the crowd goes fucking nuts. And there's me thinking, you know, there's my girlfriend thinking, there's everyone thinking, you know, it must have been Naomi. Naomi and Bianca either planned it or Naomi was jealous of Jade Cargill. That's why she took her out or something like that. We'll hopefully find out why this coming Friday on SmackDown. But with that being said, that added that element of shock and awesomeness to that match, to be honest. I will give you this. One of the things that the women's and men's Elimination Chamber matches, both of them, I feel like the biggest disadvantage about them was not exactly for the women's. I feel like they did this better than the men's. But both matches suffered, in my opinion, from the lack of use of the cell. If you know what I mean. Well, not the cell, you know what I mean. The cage, the Elimination Chamber itself. We saw a lot of good wrestling and a lot of good moves for both the men's and the women's. But especially for the men's, there wasn't really that element of use of the chamber. Like, we really only seen... I think it was we really only seen like Logan Paul get his head smashed into the glass and stuff like that, and John Cena put through a pod, and obviously we've seen some people getting their face put into the steel, you know, the steel bars and stuff like that, and the chain link, and that was cool. That was really cool. But you know, whenever Elimination Chamber does come round, you want the whole set to be used. You know, you want the whole set to be used. That's the brutality of it. What makes it fun? What makes it challenging? When opponents step into the Elimination Chamber, they're meant to feel challenged. They're meant to feel, psychologically broken after it. If you know what I mean. Or is that Hell in a Cell I'm talking about? You could even say it for both, to be honest. Anyways, I'm getting carried away. So it came down to, I think it was Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, and Bianca Belair. And let me say to you folks, I'm pissed off. And I'm pissed off because, in my opinion, I'm so glad Liv Morgan didn't win, first and foremost. I'll say that. So glad she didn't win. She didn't deserve to win. Did not want to see her versus Rhea Ripley, or should I say Io Sky now, again at WrestleMania. Did not want to see that. But the fact that they eliminated Alexa Bliss, that was really annoying. That was really annoying because she was one of the favourites to win it. But what I think that they're doing with her, or what I think that they will do with her down the line, is I think, due to what we've seen on SmackDown actually, and what we've seen in the Chamber, I definitely think it is confirmed now that Alexa Bliss will be a part of the Wyatt Six. She will be a part of that group. We just need to see when WWE pulls the trigger on that. The Wyatt Six is another thing I need to talk about, right? And I'll talk about it after this video, or maybe even a different video, because I've got a lot of grievances about the Wyatt Six, if you know what I mean. And not the idea, don't get me wrong, but I've got a lot of grievances of how they're being booked, if I'm being honest. And I think a lot of people are as well. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off track. So yes, it came down to them three. Liv Morgan would put out Alexa Bliss, unfortunately. My girl Alexa Bliss. And then Bianca Belair would finally drop that move, her finisher on Liv Morgan, to score the victory. So Bianca Belair is going to WrestleMania, and so she's going to WrestleMania to face Io Sky, as we'll get onto that in a minute or two. So that was the women's Elimination Chamber match. I'd give it 7 out of 10. I would give it 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. I do believe the women made better use of the chamber than the men did. I will say that. Which is a bit, that's a bit strange, because normally the men's match is more brutal. But no, it was definitely a really, really good match in all competitors. What I did find a bit weird, and I honestly thought she should have remained in the chamber a lot longer, was they put Bayley out early, which, me and my girlfriend cry. But they put her out early, and I felt betrayed by that, because Bayley is one of the freaking best to ever do that. She's one of the freaking best to ever do that. She is a main eventer, multi WrestleMania main eventer, women's champion across the board, and they do her dirty like that, have her get eliminated that quick, and I just don't feel good about that. I don't. Anyways, getting on to the unsanctioned match next between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. My God, what can I say about this match? What can I say? For a match that was put together just about, let's say, 4 weeks, just about a month before Elimination Chamber, and the fact that, I was actually watching Elimination, of course I was watching it, but while I was watching Elimination Chamber and Sami Zayn was coming out and so was Kevin Owens, I heard Michael Cole start saying, these guys hate each other, they despise each other, they want to put each other in the hospital. And I was thinking to myself, and my girlfriend heard me, I was just thinking to myself, shut the fuck up, Michael Cole. You're acting as if these guys have been wanting to kill each other for the past year or so. They're not Seth Rollins and CM Punk, or Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. They were once the best of friends. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, before the Royal Rumble, had always been the best of friends. In fact, I'd say the whole issue with the Bloodline a year or two ago really brought them back together, and brought them back together united and firm. And the fact that, if I'm being honest, the fact that it kind of felt rushed whenever Sami Zayn obviously got injured by Kevin Owens, and then just turned around and goes, right, Owens, I want to kill you, I want to kick your ass, I want to take you out, I'm willing to sacrifice myself to put you on the shelf. And it just felt like to me, you guys were once best friends about a week or two ago, and now you are trying to kill each other and end each other's freaking life. It just didn't, it felt rushed, if you know what I mean. The build-up felt a bit rushed. But I'll not say that about the match. I think the match was awesome. The match was freaking awesome. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn absolutely killed it. Excuse me. Unfortunately, my boy Sami Zayn did not come out with a victory, though. He gave us fucking all, though. So congratulations, Sami Zayn. According to Michael Cole and I can't remember his other name, Pat McAfee. Sorry. Oh my god, I'm so stupid for forgetting Pat McAfee. Fucking hell. But no, according to them last night on Raw, he will be out indefinitely for a wee bit. So he will. But we'll get to Raw in a minute. But no, that match was freaking awesome. What changed it though? What changed it from like an 8 out of 10 that it already was, but to a fucking 20 out of 10 was the fact that I hear voices in my head, they count to me, they understand, they talk to me. That theme song came over, ringing across the arena. Honestly, Randy Orton is back. Daddy's fucking back. And honestly, I literally, like, my girlfriend had to hold my beer whenever I jumped, and I was thinking, fuck yeah. Honestly, it was so fucking good to see Randy Orton back. And he went after Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens was about to fucking end Sami Zayn's career. Literally. He fucking, they destroyed the ringside area at first. They destroyed it. But he actually pulled the covering, the leather coverings off the floor, and he's about to fucking powerbomb Sami Zayn onto the wood, the exposed wood. Oh my god, it was so good. And then, when Randy Orton gets in, drops Kevin Owens with RKO, then we get a glimpse of 2009 Orton. Orton's ready. Orton hears those voices in his head. He's ready to go for it. And the security guards fucking go in the ring. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, the security guards weren't there to save Sami Zayn when Kevin Owens was about to end his career, but the security guards can conveniently come in when, Randy Orton's about to punt kick the enemy, the villain. And I was just thinking, my god, that would have been such a classic moment to see. So what I'm gathering, and what many other wrestling fans will have gathered by now, is it probably will be Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton for WrestleMania, which, fucking love it. So I'd give that match, honestly, 11 out of 10. I would, honestly, fucking classic. Absolute classic. Those two put on a classic, so they did. So the next match we're going to be reviewing is the men's Elimination Chamber. And if I'm right about this, that was the last match. So the men's Elimination Chamber match, don't get me wrong, it was a classic. It was a classic, star-studded, beautiful. But in my opinion, it had its disadvantages. And I'll get to them right now. So, obviously, we had, I think we had, Damian Priest, we had Logan Paul, we had John Cena, we had CM Punk, all them were in the pods, and then you had Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins starting out, I think, and honestly, shit hit the fan, and, people were crashing into the chain link, people were crashing into pods, Seth Rollins threw, John Cena into the pod, and I love whenever, it got down to the final three. I'll get to the rest in a minute, but got down to the final three, and Seth Rollins looks at Cena, and Seth Rollins says, stay out of my way, stay out of my way, he's mine, he's took everything from me, stay out of my way. And Cena just plain ignores that, and I thought myself, I said to my girlfriend, I thought, this is going to get Cena eliminated. He's going to go in, he's going to interfere, and Seth Rollins is going to cost him. Seth Rollins hit him with a pedigree, and it was actually quite funny because obviously we fast forward a bit there. Let's go back to the start of the match. Let's talk about justice. Justice for Drew McIntyre. I feel so bad for him. And I feel so bad for him because we kind of already had that sense that we were going to get Damian Priest versus McIntyre for WrestleMania. But is that the way WWE want to build it up? By having McIntyre lose literally 10 minutes into the match from a fucking roll-up of Damian Priest. Like, it just doesn't seem good. Like, it doesn't seem natural. It felt rushed in a way. It did feel rushed. And I feel like McIntyre deserves more of gratitude for that, so I do, folks. But I heard rumours that McIntyre stormed out after Elimination Chamber, so I don't blame him for that, because if I was in that position, the star that he is and what he's capable of, getting rolled up by Damian Priest, like, let's just call it what it was. It was a shit booking by Triple H for that to happen. Crap booking. But it sets up the scene for WrestleMania. I do believe, and a lot of other people do believe, McIntyre versus Damian Priest now for WrestleMania. That's the way it looks. I had this in my mind because after that, CM Punk actually eliminated Logan Paul, which I was saying hallelujah, hallelujah. Like I was literally celebrating. I probably woke up my girlfriend's parents by seeing that scumbag out of the chamber, away from any possible WrestleMania main event match. Don't deserve it. But I had this idea. I had this idea in mind that I was thinking to myself, right, you know what? Knowing Logan Paul, if the rumors were true and that him and Cena were going to be a WrestleMania match, or him and Punk were going to be a WrestleMania match, he'll find a way to come back in and screw one of them. Because we know what Logan Paul's like. Like both of us, all of us know what he's like. Last year he screwed Randy Orton out of the match at WrestleMania after he got eliminated. And then the year before he screwed Seth Rollins out of the match at WrestleMania. So the way I saw it was I thought he was going to screw either Cena or Punk, because we had got hints there for the last couple of weeks that there might have been like a feud building between him and Punk or him and Cena, so you never knew what WWE was cooking at the end of the day. What I want to get on to next is obviously, so Punk gets eliminated and it's down to 3. It's down to Seth Rollins, Cena and Punk, obviously. And obviously Seth Rollins put Cena through a pod, which I found freaking awesome. He put Cena through a pod. To be honest with you, I'm going to take back what I said earlier. I'm not going to say the men did not use the chamber to its full usage. But what I will say is it didn't feel as used as the women's match. Like, it didn't feel like, there wasn't like crazy dives, or there wasn't like jumping off the ceiling, or there wasn't, many throwing your opponent into the cage, into the chain link, like there wasn't much of that. The good parts of the match obviously were the fact that, much like Baron Corbin and Dean Ambrose in 2017, when Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest got eliminated, they both fucking went after each other. And then what it came down to was, and I was so surprised at this, I thought to myself, right, you know what? See, if there was any time for Logan Paul to come back into the match, it was going to be now. Seth Rollins gets eliminated, and it's down to Cena and Punk, and my heart's pumping out of my body. My heart is pumping out of my body at this point. My girlfriend knows it. I know it. The fans know it. Like, it's down to Cena and Punk. One of these guys are going to WrestleMania. Both of them with every right to go to WrestleMania. But something happened. Something happened at that moment in the chamber that no one saw coming. And it actually, now that I look back on it, it was actually a preview of what was to come later that night. And it still shocks me to this day. It's only 3 days ago. It still shocks me that this happened. That this finally happened. But at Elimination Chamber, when it was down to Cena and Punk, Cena looked like, to be honest, he was on his way out. And what happened was CM Punk was crawling out of the ring for some reason. And out of nowhere, Seth freaking Rollins swoops in, curb stomps CM Punk's head. And we already know what the finish is. We already know what it's going to be. So the cage is closed. Cena capitalizes. He puts Punk in the STF, so he does. And what is so good, what makes this cinema and what makes it storytelling is, if you actually listen both to Cena and to Seth Rollins whenever he's got CM Punk in the STF, you can actually hear Seth Rollins on the other side of the cage saying, die, like screaming die to Punk, die. Because Seth Rollins' ambition was the entire time going into WrestleMania, if I can't have WrestleMania, you sure as fuck can't have it either. And I think once Seth Rollins got eliminated, he thought to himself, right, you know what? I don't like John Cena, I hate him, but I'm not seeing that guy go to WrestleMania. So Seth Rollins screws CM Punk, curb stomps in, and if you actually hear, see when Cena's putting CM Punk into the STF, you can actually hear Cena saying sorry, like screaming sorry. And that is to detail what was to come. So the referee calls it. Cena is going to WrestleMania. Cena is going to WrestleMania, and the crowd goes nuts. Cena has done it from the disastrous Royal Rumble, where I honestly don't mind it. I honestly do not mind at all seeing Jay win. I actually loved it. I think he is the right person to win for his popularity, his charisma, everything like that. But for a lot of people on the internet, I don't understand why they wanted Cena. The original plan was apparently Cena to win. Either of them would have been a good pick for the Royal Rumble, Cena or Jey Uso. But I think this was perfect timing. And the reason why I think it was perfect timing, because it fit into the story. It fit into the story because as soon as that ended, Cena points to the WrestleMania sign, and then all we hear is wrestling is more and more a family. And then Cody Rhodes comes out. Cody Rhodes comes out. It is the moment we've all been waiting for the whole night. Will Cody Rhodes accept The Rock's offer, or will he not? Cena shakes Cody Rhodes' hand. Cena saying to Cody Rhodes, "It's you, me, WrestleMania." They know it, I know it, everyone else knows it. And then The Rock comes out with Travis Scott, so he does. Which, to be honest with you, I love The Rock's remix, honestly, with Travis Scott. It honestly felt really good. It did. It really did. I love that remix. Must get that song. But no, The Rock comes out. He looks at Cody Rhodes. Long story short, be my champion. I want your soul. God have mercy. I need your soul. He sounded like he needed fucking sex, to be honest. Okay, we're not going to go no PG here. Well, we kind of already are, but okay. So basically what happens is one of the best pipe bombs in WWE in recent memory. Cody looks at The Rock, says, "I want it all, Rock. I gave my soul away a long time ago. I gave it to this ring and these people a long time ago." Rock looks at him and he's going, fucking hell. And then Cody drops the biggest one on us yet. Whenever he looks at The Rock and he goes, "Rock, go fuck yourself." And I thought to myself, fucking hell, this is really good storytelling. This is really good. Triple H is finally letting these guys have their own say, like do their own thing. Like this is something you wouldn't have got under under a certain other person that should not be mentioned. But what happened next broke the internet. Cody goes to shake Cena's hand. Cena gives him a hug, and the teenager, 14-year-old me, 15-year-old me. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I didn't start watching WWE earlier. Like, I started watching it quite late. But 14-year-old, 15-year-old me watching John Cena, his promos in 2015-16, which you will probably say, that's the worst time of him, which I don't blame you. Looks at The Rock with the dullest face ever. The Rock simply goes, "That's," and then "That's," and then our childhood hero finally does it. Cena kicks Cody Rhodes. He kicks Cody Rhodes in the crown jewels, and you can just see the dullest look on Cena's face after he does it. He proceeds to beat down Cody with the watch that Dusty gave him, which I thought was great storytelling, but maybe he went too far. He proceeded to beat him down, strangle him, punch him. It was just a very shocking moment. Very, very, very shocking moment for wrestling fans. Especially the children watching and the ones who've been watching Cena for years and years. Even ones that have been watching him way longer than I have. And all I could think about in that moment of time was, fuck you, Cena. I could. But after a while, I'm watching some videos and thinking about it. I had a time to think about it, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? It's actually a good idea. It's actually a really good fucking idea, so it is. But that's all I'm going to say about it tonight. That's all I'm going to say about Elimination Chamber. I'd literally give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 or even 10 out of 10. Brilliant PLE. Honestly, the greatest we've had so far. Flipping dwarfs Royal Rumble when it comes to greatness. And I can finally say that Triple H starting to cook that road to WrestleMania, starting to cook those storylines for WrestleMania. WrestleMania starting to cook. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. John Cena turning heel for the first time in 22 years is a video all on its own. as well as obviously Seth Rollins and CM Punk video on its own, and obviously I'll get to the Wyatt 6 down the line on its own. But thank you all so much for watching. God bless, and I'll see you all soon.